Book Summary: An African History of Africa, From the Dawn of Humanity to Independence, by Zeinab Badawi. An African History of Africa, From the Dawn of Humanity to Independence, by Zeinab Badawi is a comprehensive and insightful exploration of the African continent's rich and multifaceted history. Published in April 2024, the seminal work seeks to rectify the historical marginalization and misrepresentation of Africa by presenting its past through an authentic, African-centered lens. Author's background and motivation: Zeinab Badawi, a Sudanese-British journalist and broadcaster, brings a unique blend of personal connection and professional expertise to this project. Born in Khartoum, Sudan, and raised in the United Kingdom, Badawi has had a distinguished career in journalism, notably with the BBC, where she has engaged in in-depth reporting and interviews on global issues. Her passion for African history was further ignited by her involvement in UNESCO's General History of Africa project, which inspired her to delve deeper into the continent's past and present through an African perspective. In her own words, Badawi aims to provide a counterbalance to the many negative perceptions of the continent and its people. Filled in structure, the book embarks on an ambitious journey tracing Africa's history from the emergence of early hominins to the mid-20th century independence movements. Structured chronologically, it encompasses a wide array of civilizations, empires, and cultures that have flourished across the continent. Badawi's narrative is enriched by her extensive travels to over 30 African countries, where she engaged with local historians, archaeologists, anthropologists, and storytellers. This immersive approach ensures that the history is told through the voices of Africans themselves, providing authenticity and depth to the narrative. Key themes and highlights: origins of humanity. Badawi begins with the cradle of humankind, highlighting significant archaeological findings such as Dikanish, known in the West as Lucy, the hominin female whose remains were discovered in Ethiopia in 1974. This sets the stage for understanding Africa as the birthplace of humanity and underscores the continent's foundational role in human history. Ancient civilizations. The narrative delves into the grandeur of ancient African civilizations, including the dynastic periods of Egypt, Nubia, and the Kingdom of Kush. Badawi sheds light on the architectural marvels and cultural achievements of these societies, emphasizing their contributions to human civilization. Medieval empires and trade. The book explores the rise and fall of powerful medieval empires like Mali, Songhai, and Great Zimbabwe. A notable figure is Mansa Musa, the 14th century ruler of the Mali Empire, renowned for his immense wealth and patronage of education and the arts. Badawi emphasizes the extensive trade networks that connected these empires to Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, facilitating not only the exchange of goods, also ideas and cultural and scientific contributions. Throughout the narrative, Badawi highlights Africa's significant contributions to science, medicine, mathematics, and the arts. She discusses how African scholars and centers of learning influence global knowledge systems, challenging the misconception of Africa as a passive recipient of external influences. Colonialism and Resistance. The book critically examines the impact of European colonization, detailing the exploitation, cultural erasure, and arbitrary borders that have had lasting effects on the continent. However, Badawi also brings to light numerous stories of resistance and resilience, showcasing leaders and movements that fought against colonial powers. For instance, she recounts the heroic sacrifice of the women of Ender in Senegal, who in 1819 resisted an Arab slaving raid by defending themselves and ultimately choosing death over enslavement. Path to Independence. The culmination of the book focuses on the 20th century struggles for independence, highlighting the political, social, and cultural movements that sought to reclaim African identity and autonomy. Badawi provides insights into the challenges and triumphs faced by nations as they navigated the complex process of decolonization. Methodology and sources. A distinctive feature of Badawi's work is her reliance on African scholars and oral traditions, which have often been overlooked in mainstream historical narratives. By incorporating these sources, she challenges Eurocentric perspectives and emphasizes the importance of indigenous knowledge systems. This approach not only enriches the historical account but also empowers African communities by validating their histories, experiences. Critical reception. In African History of Africa has been lauded for its depth, accessibility, and the fresh perspective it brings to African historiography. Reviewers have praised Badawi's ability to weave a cohesive and engaging narrative that is both informative and thought-provoking. The Guardian commended the book as ambitious in scope and refreshing in perspective, and noting its success in providing a holistic view of Africa's past. Conclusion. Zeinab Badawi's An African History of Africa is a monumental contribution that reclaims and celebrates the continent's rich and varied history. By centering African voices and experiences, the book offers readers an opportunity to engage with Africa's past in a meaningful and informed way. It stands as the vital resource for anyone seeking to understand the complexities and achievements of African civilizations throughout the ages.